David is in Grand Rapids. Hi, David. Welcome to the Dave Ramsey Show.
Well, hi, Dave. Thanks for taking my call.
Sure. What's up?
Well, my wife and I are worried about retirement. So we're trying to figure out how much we need to put away and where to put it.
Okay.
And we have a household income of $80,000 to $90,000 a year.
Mm-hmm.
We both have our 401s at 15%.
Mm-hmm.
And this year we just started a Roth.
Good.
So
how old are you guys?
I'm 53 and my wife is 50.
Okay. And how much is in there now?
So we kind of, between the two of us, approximately $300,000.
Good. Okay. Got a really good start. Okay. What's your fear? You're not going to have enough?
Right.
Okay. Well, we teach folks to invest, and I personally invest in 4 types of growth stock mutual funds. And I put a 4th in each: growth and income, aggressive growth, and international. I'm a little ahead of you. I'm 60, but I've been doing that for most of my working life, and putting 15% away, and then later when everything was debt-free, I just max out everything that I'm allowed to do, whatever I'm allowed to do. Roths and 401ks and HSAs, anything I can put money into, keep the government's hands off of, I do. And I put it all in those 4 types of mutual funds. The stock market, since it began, has averaged 11%. A little over 11, actually. Okay? And so if you're invested in decent mutual funds, you should be in that 10 to 12 range. And so if you retired and you had $1 million and you wanted to pull off 8% while earning more than 8% on your money, hopefully, that's what you would have been doing all these years anyway, then that would be $80,000 a year.
Okay.
If you're invested at that rate, if you're invested in what I'm talking about, you can take your lump sum that you have now and it will double every 7 years approximately. So 7 years from today, when you're 59, you'll have 600. 7 years later, when you're 66, you'd have 1.2. That's if you add nothing else to it.
To retire a millionaire would be awesome.
Yeah. So if you work till 65 and you keep putting in 15%, you're probably going to have $2 to $3 million if you're invested like I'm talking about. Now, if you're putting it in a bank IRA making 1%, then no, you're not going to do that. But I'm talking about making the 10 to 12% range that the stock market has averaged in decent mutual funds, okay? So you need to align with that to hit those goals. But that 300 will double once, and then it'll double again by 66 if you're 52.
That sounds wonderful.
Yeah, so you're on track. You don't have anything to wring your hands about, but you do need to watch it, be diligent, continue to do the investing, and make sure you're invested in those types of things. And if you're not, you may want to sit down with one of our SmartVestor pros. You can click SmartVestor at DaveRamsey.com. These are the people we recommend. They don't work for me. I'm not in the investing business. I personally use a SmartVestor Pro to help with my retirement. I'm sure you guys do too.
We do. And what's so interesting, even in his question, I hear this a lot whenever I'm hosting the show with you, Dave, is the unknown is so scary to people. As soon as you laid that out for me, he's like, oh, well, great. Okay. It's like the confidence goes up. I can see how it's possible. I know what I need to do. But sometimes things that are technical, difficult, or just even unknown can feel really overwhelming and really scary. And that's why I love the SmartVestor Pros, because they walk you through it and show you exactly what you need to do and show you the path and the numbers. Or even something simple like Chris Hogan's RIQ tool. You plug in the numbers and you see what you need to retire. Whatever it is, just being able to see it immediately helps you just, okay, I see what I need to do.
Yeah, for me as a nerd, it's easy to understand, but what you're saying is numbers, when they're accurate, can relieve stress and give you hope.
Yeah, when you know what they are.
You can go, okay, I have $100,000 in debt. I make $150,000. Oh, wait a minute, I could put $50,000 of that a year on it, and I'd be debt-free in 2 years. Those are numbers that go, I could be debt-free in 2 years.
When you can see it, you can do it, and that's why we love giving people a plan. But, even as you said that, I thought, gosh, I remember when I was in debt. And I remember this was in my late 20s, and I would pay my bills, but I never looked at it all at one time. If you would have asked me at that time, Chrissy, how much debt total you have, I said, I don't know, because I didn't want to face it. It was so overwhelming and scary. But actually, when I sat down and listed out my debts, it was like, oh, okay, I can handle this because now
Yeah.
I know it's not unknown anymore. It doesn't have that power and over me, and I'm able to see this is what I need to do to take control over it.
It's amazing when you open the closet door and turn the light on. There's no monster in there. There's no monster in there. And
I
it's
know.
we all have the monster under the bed. We all have. Might be a little gremlin, might be a mouse,
Yeah.
but it's not a monster. It's not something that can't be slain,
Yes.
that can't be dealt with. That's going to eat you alive. It's just you can deal with it, but it's you do need to lay it out and do some projections. And again, having some people in your corner like a SmartVestor Pro. I teach this stuff, and I'm probably known more than anybody in America for teaching this stuff. And if I passed away today, one of the second or third phone calls Sharon would make would be to our SmartVestor Pro, because she's going to want to be reassured again that she's okay.
Yep.
She's been reassured. We've shown her the numbers 26,000 times,
Right.
but she's going to want it again.
Right.
I know that. And so I've got that little list of phone numbers. Here's who you call, the coroner, and then you call, and then you call this, and then you call that, right? But I mean, and the SmartVestor Pro is going to be one of the right there, because if she can go,
That's right.
it's going to be okay.
Yeah. And it gives you a sense of control. When you list out your debts, see, before when it was unknown, they had control over you, but now you're like, oh, I have control. I see what it is. I can tackle it. Same thing with your retirement goals. When you list it out, it's like, oh, I've got control now. I can do something about this.
And people do their every dollar budget when they jump in Ramsey Plus. They have the same experience. They go, oh, wait a minute, where's all that money going?
That's right.
This is silly. I can do this.
That's right.
And then you get this sense of power, like you got a raise.
That's right.
Yeah. It's just being out of control versus in control, having knowledge versus not having knowledge, having options versus not having options. This is the Dave Ramsey Show.